Mthatha, Chinsali, Kasama, Mansa, Solwezi, and Mongo. Feel free to interact with us and let us know where you are watching from. Only on your Top Star Decoders Channel 91, Sun FM TV. Radio Gone Rogue. Radio Gone TV.
Lord House.
Good morning and a great welcome to you who's tuned into your favorite show on Sun FM radio and TV. This is Sports with the Boys. It comes your way every Saturday from 10 through to 11, and I'm your presenter. My name's Alamek Zulu, but you out there know me as Four Legs. It's a full house, it's a fully packed show. There's a lot to talk about in Zambian football, so make sure that you don't move an inch. Don't you worry, even at home you can participate on this show. All you need to do is dial the number +260 212 617140, and we'll be able to pick up your calls and get your concerns and your comments. Today I have two debutants who are making the show. Obviously, Clara Cyril comes in. She's the lady of the game today. And good morning. How are you today?
At least I'm sharing the table with the boys.
It's good to share the table with the boys. Yes. It's good to have a lady on the show.
Exactly.
After a long time. And then also I have Sydney MUKUKA, who has a brilliant idea that is aimed to actually develop Zambian football, to take Zambian football forward. And I thought, hey, why not give him the platform? Basido, good morning.
Good morning, Four Legs, and how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And then obviously the usual suspects are also in the house, talking about Melvin Melek and Mokaumba. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, Four Legs, and good morning, Sydney. Good morning, Clara. Not forgetting Mokaumba, the usual suspect, of course.
Your partner in crime.
Partner in crime. Good morning to our viewers and listeners.
Yeah, good morning, Four Legs, and good morning to my colleagues on the panel. Of course, we are back again to do what we love to do, and that is to talk about sports. So we are geared and looking forward to an interesting show this morning.
Yes, and being geared is what we are right now. Let's talk about the Copper Queens. I mean, they are actually representing the country in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. What is motivating is that they were promised a lot of money. After 5 years at in case they win the tournament, I mean, let's begin from there. Is this way of motivating players, promising them allowances, or are we putting pressure on these girls? Clara, I'll begin with you because you are a woman.
Okay, for me, being a woman, more money is always a plus for me. But then looking at it critically, I think they haven't really been given that platform or the incentives compared to their male counterparts. So this could be a motivating factor if they take it on as something that is yet to come and not just a once-off payment. Because if it's a once-off payment, they'll work extra hard, then afterwards, what happens? So for me, I feel this is not just supposed to be a once-off. Let them continue motivating them to reach greater heights. I mean, the football world now has diversified. The women are really doing good things. So yeah, that's a good thing. More money is a good thing.
I mean, Mo, do you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree with her, and I think for me this is a great motivation to the players and also to the women out there to come on board and obviously be part of this beautiful game, because you know, back then women were not actually encouraged to participate in football, and all they were taught to do is just to play skembale panga and kule pianga and that's, but mwana kashinga imeweza hadi ankutia bola, so you know, and you know what usually our parents used to do.
The
and I think
standards of this world.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is a great move by the Football Association of Zambia. As you know, they have been promised huge sums of money, and just them participating in this tournament, or just them going to Morocco, I think each player has been promised to get $1,000 in their account, and them winning one game in the preliminary round, they have been promised that they'll be bargaining 51,000 kwacha there, that is is it $3,000 US? So multiplied by the dollars, that is 51,000. That is one if they win one game. Then should they win this tournament, I think they've been promised is it $20,000 US? That's huge sums of money, and I feel the ladies are really motivated, and especially that the Football Association of Zambia has even camped the ladies in Morocco, obviously trying to prepare them to acclimatize to the environment, and also just prepare high-profile friendly games for the ladies. So I feel this is a good move for her.
But Sydney, I mean, I remember at the time that you were playing football for Ndola Wanderers and Forest Rangers. No.
There was nothing like this.
So it's very, very motivating.
Yes, it's motivating, especially that when you are promised, you know, at the end of the tunnel, you are promised something huge. You always work hard and make sure that you achieve what you have been promised. So they would want to get that honey at the end of the road, so they'll work extremely hard.
So there will be no pressure?
There will be no pressure, because they will always want to achieve what they have been promised, and I think they will work extremely hard.
Melvin, they had a send-off party. That's where all these pronouncements were made. Very soon we'll be listening to what Andrew Kamanga said when he was sending off the girls, and then we'll actually make an assessment. But for you, I mean, this is a team that has always, I mean, hoist the Zambian flag. They've done wonders. They've been to the Olympics. I mean, they've been to the finals in the COSAFA. I mean, they've done everything that even the male counterparts have failed to do.
Yes, Forex. I think I call it the face of its kind to the Zambia national women team, the Shipolo Polo. I think FAS has done really a very commendable job for the women to be, you know, sent to Morocco, to camp in Morocco, to prepare for the upcoming tournament, which is just coming in 2 weeks' time. So FAS really has really done it for the women national team, because as we are talking today, even the friendly that they will be taking on Morocco, the Lioness of Morocco this evening, I think it will be a motivation going into the game, because every player for the Zambia national women's team will be, you know, looking forward, you know, just to win the game, and you know, probably as they start the tournament, you know, start on a good note, especially that Zambia, you know, will be starting with the Cameroon of Cameroon national team, women's national team. So I think for me, 4 legs, FAS have really done it for the Shipolo Polo that is preparing, you know, to take on Cameroon in the opening game of.
But ladies and gentlemen, obviously, like 4 legs laid, I think promising and fulfilling
two different.
Exactly.
So I hope even as they have made this promise, they will be able to fulfill it. Otherwise, we just don't want to hear promises without these promises being fulfilled, because, you know, these ladies obviously will be working extra hard because they have been promised huge sums of money. So and
it's a life-changing amount.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we hope the Football Association of Zambia will be able to honor that promise which they have made to
yes,
the
Clara, we're itching to come through before we get to
before
listen
I
to
almost cut him off, because the thing is, these ladies have worked extra hard, and if they are given, it will even motivate other would-be players.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, we don't want this case to say, like you mentioned, Elliot, say we have not been paid, which demotivates those that want to go into the football fraternity. So them fulfilling that promise, I think it will really encourage a lot of ladies out there that are into sport, not only football.
Because I think I will mention one player. There's one player, I think should be in the 2014 or somewhere there, who after they went to, I don't know if it was Malawi or Namibia, they played a game, and when they came back, they were only given 100 kwacha for transport. And
I won't mention her name because she didn't respond. But I know the player. I won't mention her name because she's in the squad. But anyway, let's take a listen to what Andrew Kamanga said at a send-off party for these girls.
The development of our game, as we gather to send off our Africa Cup of Nations bound women national team to Morocco. It is the first time ever that our women national team are being given such a grand send-off as they go to participate in an international tournament. Our women team has been a source of great pride in the last few years and has broken many grounds through international participation in various tournaments. They've carried the burden of the Women's Africa Cup qualification at the time when the men's team has struggled.
Okay, so that's a snippet of what Kamanga said before the girls went to Morocco. So if you have the luxury to watch this show on Top Star, you're actually watching us on channel 91. You can also go to Facebook, like the page Sun FM Zambia, and follow the proceedings, and make sure that you make your contribution through the comment section. So that is all about the women team. They will be playing a friendly against Morocco this evening, and Grace Chanda believes that this will help the team prepare for the tournament. Let's talk about some transfers. A lot has been said about transfers, with a lot of teams moving, players moving from one club to the other. But before I get to that, just before I forget my thought, we have a lot of professional players more in this women's squad that playing abroad. And I remember there was the issue with Rachel Kundananji, who was not happy for being left out. And in my view, I feel the association has not explained fully what CAF regulations are that led for her not to be in the squad, and I think that is where the frustration came through. But Bruce Mwape yesterday did say she's part of the setup. She's not going to the AFCON, but she's part of the Copa Queens. Do you think she can really turn up for future assignments?
Yeah, I think this is very difficult, especially for the player, because I think she did extremely well, and she actually helped Zambia on so many occasions. And for her just to be left out just like that, I think that's why if you read the way she came out, you can clearly tell that she wasn't happy with the way things were done. And like you said, the association, I think, didn't come clearly to explain why some players were left out. Or they say it is just the regulations or the ethics. Which ethics are those? I think they were supposed to come out and say maybe it's the age, or maybe it's what and what. Even as the spectators and the player herself knows to say, obviously, the reason why I'm left out on this list is because of this and that and that. And that should be clearly explained. And like, I remember an article that Football Zambia wrote on their Facebook page, which was not even clear enough for us to understand, even just the player herself. I don't think she understood anything on that one. So I feel going forward or moving forward, we need the association obviously to come out clean and obviously explain certain things in a more clear way, so that no speculations are left in our minds.
No speculations are left in our minds. Obviously, Clara, the other player that is doing business for Chipolopolo is Grace Chanda. She's aiming to be top scorer as we go to this particular tournament. She's been very inspirational. But is this the right time for Zambia to be thinking about winning the AFCON? We have the likes of Nigeria. We have Cameroon.
You know,
where are you putting your money?
Of course, I will put my money on the Chipolopolo. Of course, I can see the teams that are coming. They're not coming to play. They're really tough teams, but I believe in the ladies. They've really upped their game. And, you know, looking at the previous tournament that they played in, we look at the records that were broken by the likes of Barbara Banda. You know, those are things that we would just dream of in Zambian female football.
Yeah.
But then now they are saying it's no longer a dream, it's achievable. And her dreaming to be top scorer, I think she will manage, she will do it, and the girls will make us proud.
You know, it's good sometimes to be ambitious. Even when you are going into such tournaments, you need to go there with a positive mind to say, we are going to do it. Because the moment you remain defeated psychologically, even when you go, I think, on that field of play, because you know to say, okay, if we're quite just to be a mere participant, meaning even on the field of play you will be defeated. But I think it's good to approach certain things with a positive mind and just to be ambitious, have the desire and the determination to succeed. It's always good for them.
Melex, before I get your thought, let's listen to Grace, then I can get your reaction.
So narisanga inaika because nafikirire from game shatu nene ko nafikire from game but bufuna isangire nemu bufuna isepe ya nalista manage kuikuinga game no kubasanga upo bali so if we win they will fana win. okay kai mwaisha fama Africans why friendly like ngamafu bana kuma kwa team family so ndio kwa february because ndio mwana kwa team kumngana so ndio kwa february like nopo tuishita communicate na leo nopo tuafike kwa february alienda february that's close. So today we are training, prepare for tomorrow. We are very much late. Give me a mind of that. Prepare my games. I 14 days. So I have to that's why I post up on team spirit if we like you can feel you have a sign the kind of reach you but team spirit if we know right they for we sign abantu bali avanza sana like it's a tournament kwa team target ya.
Okay, so that's Grace Chandan. She says her target is to be the top scorer. Quickly, your reactions before we get to listen to Sydney's idea.
Yes, Dominic. If you look at Grace Chandan, you know, she's mentioned of how the team traveled to Morocco. The team has, you know, settled and they have rested, and she's looking forward, you know, to play the. She mentioned of the friendly that Zambia will be playing this evening against Morocco. So for me, I think if you look at the Zambian Chipolo Polo, I think there's nothing to worry about because the team, I think they have, you know, been together for some time. They have played at highest level. So going into this Alcon tournament, for me, I think Zambia will certainly do well.
Can they win the tournament?
Definitely. Why not 4 legs? Yes. If you look at the FIFA ranking, which was released just yesterday, I think Zambia is still on 103, but that doesn't, you know, mean that Zambia wouldn't play well at the tournament. For me, I think the team is, you know, well, you know, formidable, and who knows? As FA's president Andrew Kabanga mentioned, we'll just bring the cup to Zambia.
Okay, thank you very much for that comment, Melvin. Now let's take a listen to Sydney's idea. Sydney has a brilliant idea, and his idea is about honoring the heroes that perished in 1993 in the Gabon air disaster, where we lost our colleagues, those people that put their life on the line just to give us that joy. According to Sydney, there are certain things that should be done, and he is dreaming of a Heroes Cup where teams should battle on for such a tournament. But Sydney, it's your turn now.
Yeah.
Tweben, what really inspired you to come up with this idea?
Thank you so much. What inspired me is to come up with this idea, the vision. You know, we've not done much. I thought we've not done much for our heroes, especially those who have played football in Zambia. So I thought of if we can make something that will be honorable, or honoring these players who have done something for Zambia. So we sat down with my fellow Boys Brigade officers, and I brought up this idea where we said we can do something to honor them. And in order for us to do that, we said we start with the Gabon air crash disaster players. We honor them. After honoring them, and then we continue honoring those who have done great things for Zambia. And
so your idea, yes, we've heard the part where you said you are honoring. How do you want it to be structured? Is it every team in the Zambian Football League that should take part, or tukakwata selected teams like we have the APSA tournament? What is the structure?
Oh, the structure, we thought of just the top 4 teams in the league. Yes, we just bring those, and then they play like a knockout type of
knockout type of arrangement.
Yes, they just play each other, and then on the actual day, we just come with maybe one team to come and play at the actual day of the tournament. But we thought of bringing in footballers like the KK11. We're bringing the KK11, and
mention some names. That KK11
okay, the KK11, the likes of Kalu, with the likes of Elijah Litana. We bring in even the Kana coach, Beson Chambeshi. We bring in even the Numba members, because we can even bring them, the Christian temple, we bring them in so that they come and be part of the team, so that we make it more colorful. But we're also thinking of if we can also bring in the likes of Wanko Kanu and JJ Okocha to come and be part of the team.
And be part of the, okay. Mo, I know you're itching to come through with your comment, but let me do the news minute as we go for a breather, then I'll give you to actually come through. I know everyone wants to discuss this one. Let's stand by for the Sun FM news minute, and then on the other side, we'll give you more on Sports with the Boys.
With great opportunities and a new hope for our future, have you considered advertising your business on Sun FM TV with our surprisingly affordable rates? When you advertise on Sun FM TV, you'll also get free equivalent radio advertising spots or shoutouts on Sun FM radio. For more details, call us on +260 961 205 967 or +260 212 615 341. Email marketing@sunfmzambia.net. It's a new dawn of new affordable advertising packages on Zambia's first and finest visual radio, reaching over 5 million people across the whole country. If you're not advertising on Sun FM TV, then you're probably not being heard or seen. Come on board and advertise with us. Everyone's not only listening, everyone is watching. Your finest radio station is responsible for the dawn of a new era in Zambian broadcasting. Capturing your favorite sounds on radio into great moments on television and on social media. Welcome to Zambia's first and finest visual radio, Sun FM TV.
Everyone is listening. Everyone is listening.
The Sun FM News Minute on Sun FM.
Solwezi District Board Secretary Jonathan Kayula says the district is experiencing inadequate classroom space and teaching materials.
The news is not a pretty sight, boy. You want your news channels. Now, I don't want to burst your bubble, but there's more to life than news, my man.
John is right, Mulenga. Enjoy the news for sure, but take some time to check out all the amazing things to watch on your DSTV. There's a whole world of adrenaline for you. Formula 1, Bola Yapa Z, Premier League, La Liga, and the World Cup within the course of the year. It's fire, man. There's jokes for days on Comedy Central, National Geographic, facts galore on the History Channel, you name it. And there's a package to suit your pocket. So come on, Mulenga. Pick up that remote, click here and there. You'll be surprised what great stuff you'll find.
Hey, Mulenga, you were right. The basketball ESPN is bouncing, my man.
And all of this, Nianu, DSTV Zambia. It's your moment. T's and T's apply.
As a mother, from the very beginning, you're the one your baby trusts the most. So, it's comforting to know that you can feed your baby with Delight Baby Cereal. Nutritious and delicious and designed to give your baby the purest source of nourishment for their fast-growing body, especially during your baby's early years. Delight Baby Cereal already has milk, so just adding water guarantees a wholesome meal that is suitable for children from the ages of 6 months all the way to 18 months and beyond. With ingredients that are carefully selected, Delight Baby Cereal is ideal for little growing bodies. Made from fresh and locally produced non-GMO ingredients, Delight Baby Cereal is manufactured in a world-standard factory by top food technologists and nutritionists. Be a Delight Mom with Delight Baby Cereal. Great starts for little tummies. Breast milk is best for your baby. Breastfeeding should continue for as long as possible.
I can't wait to get home and watch Mpari. Alauja, amaniting kisa.
Mommy, you and your logic. I don't want to breast your babu. but mommy iman mpali every day.
Mutinta is right, Mom. Enjoy your mpali for sure. But take some time to check out all the amazing things to watch on your DSTV. There's a whole world waiting for you. Music on Trace Africa, Comedy Central, Come Dine With Me, Housewives of Durban, Crime and Investigation on ID Extra, Discovery Channel, and the Home Channel. And there's a package fit for your family's budget. So come on, Mom. Pick up that remote, click here and there. You'll be surprised how much is there to enjoy.
Okay, hello, zakambako li Uncle Imbani, and then chitambe makofi, and then telemundo. Ah, okay, but there's a lot.
And all of this, Nianu. DSTV Zambia. It's your moment. T's and C's apply.
Lord House.
Welcome back to the best sports show on the planet, Sports with the Boys on Sun FM Radio and TV with me, Lamek Zulu, otherwise known as Four Legs. Very soon I'll be opening your phone lines, but before I do that, obviously Sydney was on the table and he has actually shared with us the idea of honoring the fallen heroes. What a brilliant idea this one is, and the people in the studio are itching just to give a comment or ask a question. I'll begin with a question more before we went for a break. You were itching to give us a question. Give us that question.
Yeah, I think I would like to find out. He mentioned of the likes of Kalusha Bwadia, the Beston Chambeshis, and other legends out there. So I would want to understand, are those legends also going to be part and parcel of this in terms of playing on the field of play, or maybe what role will they be playing? And apart from that, the other question obviously would be, have you already started sourcing for sponsorship, or how is the program like?
Thank you so much. We have planned that the KK11 would come on board. They're going to play football, playing each other. That's the Madalas they're going to play. And whatever we're going to realize on that particular day, we're going to give it to the families of the Gabon air crash. We just want to bring the memories back. So that's why we are calling the heroes, the Kalushas, that KK11 to come on board, so that they come and again, they come again and do something for Zambia to make us happy again. So we want to.
Okay, but maybe before he goes any further, I think you mentioned of the top 4 teams in the Super League. So are those KK11 team going to play against the team that is going to finish number 1 in the Super League, or how is the setup like?
No, yes. This year, what we want to do, we are not going to call the top 4, but next year, because this will be happening yearly, every other year. So what we're saying is, this year we only going to do it. Madala. Yes, just Madalas, and no
Super League,
top 4. No, we're just going to do it. The Madalas, they come again. I was mentioning of the likes of Dr. Kumalo and JJ Okocha and Wango Kanu. We would want them to come. Yes, we invite them. They come and play. They be with the KK11 because those were playing together. So for us to honor those who perished, we have to call their friends, the people they played football with, but they come and.
I mean, brilliant.
Now, and maybe for sponsorship, I think he has not responded to that one yet.
No, at the moment we've not gone that far, but we want sponsors to come on board and help us move this noble cause.
Have you shared this idea with the association, the Football Association of Zambia, for example? What has been their response?
Wow. I think this vision came to me that's 4 years ago. The 4 years ago, I think I shared it with the FAS members. I even sent the whole program to the president.
What was his response?
Wow, he just said maybe it's something what cannot be attained. and
so it can't be done.
Yeah, then after a few hours, he sent me a message that we can discuss it in the morning, but I never called him again. I never called him, but he wrote a message to me that we need to discuss it later. But I also shared it with the likes of Elijah Chileshe. I also shared it with the Nkana coach, Beson Chambeshi, and they have responded very well. They even gave me the number to call Kalusha. I also shared it with Kalusha, and he's happy with the idea. And he says we can easily go ahead.
Maybe a change of mind, Kamanga will
yes.
stamp authority on it.
The idea of Sydney, I think, for me, it's a brilliant idea. If the likes of Great Kalusha Body and the other KK11 players, if they can just get the idea and spearhead the program, reaching to the Football Association of Zambia, Vice President Andrew Kamanga, who he just mentioned that he was not considering the idea, but going forward, I think Mr. Kamanga certainly,
maybe on second thought, because according to his explanation, he said we can talk. So meaning on second thought, he said maybe he thought, okay, it's a brilliant idea. I think if we have
seen such tournaments. Just recently, is it 2 months ago, where you saw the current president of Liberia, the so-called,
George Weah.
They had such a tournament in Liberia where the likes of Kalusha Bwale, JJ Okocha of Nigeria were invited. Such tournaments, if they come to Zambia, mention of Nwanko Kanu of Nigeria, that can, the current generation, they don't know about the John Sokols of, the past Zambian KK11. So if you can have, it can, make sure that those current generation, they will remember, even though they were not there, but at least they will know that at one time
they have an idea. They have an idea. Clara, you're coming in from a corporate world. In terms of marketing, I'm thinking it's a brilliant idea to market our game.
Exactly. But before I go into that, I wanted to, because I can see to say where sponsorship is concerned, they are still lacking behind. I feel Mr. Sidney's idea is very, very good. But what he needs to do maybe is go back to the drawing board, put up a proper plan, how much are they looking at, so that as even is going to look for sponsorship out there in companies, he has a proper proposition, a proper roadmap. Because anyone who he will talk to will say it's a good idea, but then what do I have to help you? You get the point? So it's a very brilliant idea. We've really somehow neglected the people that really made Zambia proud, but then look at it in that line. Drop up a proper program, drop a proper proposition, so that as you are going there wanting sponsorship, people will have something tangible to hold on to.
I think I agree with that, because that was also my line of thinking. Because even if you go to a sponsor, obviously you will ask all those questions, and obviously you also ask what benefits am I going to have.
Exactly.
So you need to put all those things in consideration. But even as you go and approach that sponsor, at least you sell your manifesto very well, so that he doesn't have any questions or any thing to ask.
Okay, let's quickly move. Time is not our best friend right now. Let's talk about the transfers. Lazarus Kambole heading to Yanga. Lazarus Kambole going to Yanga as Moses Piri, joins Simba. Let's talk about Lazarus a bit. He struggled in South Africa. Can he make it in Tanzania? That's a big question, because the environments are different, the leagues are different. So, in your view, can Lazarus make it in Tanzania?
So I'll take it. Personally, I feel he can make it. I haven't lost faith in him yet. Yes, he hasn't had the best of seasons when he was with Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, he scored less than 5 goals for the club. So, sometimes it's kind of demotivating for a player to say, I went there, I wanted to achieve, and I did not. So for him to still get a signing outside our country, it means all hope is not lost for him. He can still go there, do his best, and actually bring and fly the flag high. So for me, I don't think he's a lost cause yet. He's a very, very good player.
He's a good player. Do you agree? You seem to have a different view.
Yeah, for me, I think going to Tanzania, for me, I think it's not the best destination. Yeah, he's coming from Kaizer Chiefs, South Africa, and he never, played well. He only scored 2 goals in 2 seasons that I played at Kaizer Chiefs. So for him, I think to trek to Tanzania and being, at the is it young Africans, younger, they are fondly known. For me, I think if you look at collapse the national team, I think the players that have gone to Tanzania, you have the likes of Roger Kola, Paul Katema of this world, but I think looking at our national team, and we want to play at highest level, and then you have such players going to Tanzania. For me, I think it's not the best destination. But for him to redeem his talent, I think for that, I think I can say, yeah, for him to redeem, I think it's a good move, and also to make money, but not really to have a formidable Zambia national team.
Under 30 seconds more, your comment before we talk about Moses P.
Yeah, I think this move is just inspired by money-wise, because I remember at some point Zesco were chasing for his signature. He went, and I think they couldn't agree on
personal
terms, yes. And until Yanga, I think they managed to agree on personal terms. That's why he is trekking to Yanga. But I think personally, I feel like Zambian players who have gone mostly to Tanzania and South Africa, most of them have failed to excel. But of course, after failing to do well at Kaizer Chiefs, obviously the expectations from us, the Zambian fans, even the fans from Kaizer Chiefs, were very high, but I think he didn't perform to expectations. So going to Yanga, obviously it's obviously he would want to rekindle his form. So let's just give him time, especially that he will also be playing, I think, even in the CAF competition. So it's good for the player.
There's one argument I've always had, and I think people have not noticed that. If you watched Lazarus Kambole at Zesco United, I mentioned this. Ngamatabania tweeted late mature. Because he only ticked when Winston Kalengo left. And you see, it took 3 seasons.
3 seasons, yes.
So for me, if him failing to tick at Kaizer Chiefs was not a surprise. That's anyway. It takes long to adapt.
Okay, I agree with you to say he takes long. He's a late bloomer, for lack of a better word.
Exactly.
But then, for me, looking at the fact that he failed to play very well here in the country, he went to South Africa, where, of course, he hasn't really played according to expectation. So for me, I believe in third time is a charm. So I'm not throwing him out there yet. I'm praying and hoping that he will deliver this time around.
If you remember, Lazarus Kambole, when he came from Konkola Mine Police, and then played the Konkola Blades, and then finally to Zesco United. Again, it took him time for him, to start blossoming up. There was a lot of time that he had to acclimatize at Zesco United. So for me, I personally, him going to Tanzania, if you can ask me, which player in Tanzania, has played at the highest level, apart from Mwana Samata, who played in Belgium. I think for me,
that's why I say that move is inspired by money-wise,
but not career-wise.
When we say the football environment in these countries they are choosing to go to is not very good for our Zambian players, or what?
Yes, that's my thought. But anyway, let's talk about somebody who blossomed in the Zambian Super League, Moses P.
The Moses of our time.
He's going to Simba. He will join Cletus Chama there. Larry Wadi, unfortunately, is moving away from Simba. Is this a good move? Or do we see another Chris Mugalu story? I mean, Chris Mugalu blossomed when he played in the Zambian Super League. Went to Tanzania, he became a shadow.
It's only not Chris Mugalu, but I think we've seen most of the players who have played in Zambia. Idris Mbombo is one of them, and like he said, the likes of Paul Katema and the likes. So I feel for me, Tanzania is not really a very good destination for Zambian players in terms of career-wise. But obviously, some of these players, they're just going there for the money. But somehow I understand them, knowing that football is just a short-term career. Obviously, they want to make money, so that in case of maybe when they are reaching the 33 years or 30s, maybe they decide to retire, at least they would have had a lot of money in their bank accounts that can sustain them for a longer period of time. So it all depends, obviously, but like I said, career-wise, it's not a very good move, but money-wise, I feel they are getting more, because Zambian clubs, we have failed, I think, to compete with other clubs in terms of signing, because our financial status in terms of the clubs is not that good compared to the Tanzanian clubs there, because I will tell you that currently Zesco can't obviously compete with Simba or Yanga in terms of signing players. areas when it comes to
finances, the financial
okay,
so you can
let's take a listen to what Moses said when he was actually, unveiled at Simba. He made a lot of promises. I've come to help them win titles, but anyway, I don't want to be the one to say it.
Let him say it for himself.
We'll hear from the horse's mouth.
Let's listen from the horse's mouth, so that tomorrow I'm not accused to say I did put words in his mouth. Unless we wish him all the best and hope that maybe he's going to thrive.
I feel so good. I feel so good to be part of this family. You know, it's a dream come true. Most important thing why I'm here is to win trophies with Simba. Yeah. I am equal to the task. You know, it's just that I pray to God that the guys, they receive me with good hands. I will truly help them. Those jerseys, Chama is the one who has been giving me. He's my very good friend of mine. I cannot say that I'll be just scoring goals each and every day because I haven't tasted the league. But I promise that with the abilities which I know I have, I will truly work so hard so that I can continue scoring goals like the way you're asking me. No, I don't have any name. I'm just Moses.
Just Moses.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's Moses Piri for you, and he's promised trophies at Simba. We can only wish him all the best. Let's see. He's just Moses. He's just the Moses of our time. Quickly, time is not my best friend right now, but let's talk about the playoffs. Mutondo did us proud. They did win a promotion to the Eden University. This is what investment can do. Last time they missed it by a whisker. This time they did everything within their power to make sure. I mean everything.
Those wins were immense. The gap was too big.
Yeah, within their power to make sure they win the promotion. How can they sustain themselves more? It's more tactical. More congested in the Eden University.
Yeah, I think I'm proud of Tondo Stars. They have represented the Copper Belt province very well, and especially that I think they won all their 4 matches, recording 10 goals and conceding none, which is a very good record. I think they have a very good and experienced backroom that makes good decisions, and also when it comes to financial wise, I feel they are better in that area. But of course, where they are coming now, they need now to be more tactical, and they need experience to blend in with the talents that they already have, because of course they will be making long journeys, not just on the Copper Belt, but of course they will be going to as far as Pulungu and these far-fetched places. So what they need now obviously is just to sign good players so that their squad can be the depth in their squad can be up to that standard. Otherwise, we don't have to see a situation. We don't have to see a situation where a team wins promotion and the coming season they are relegated to go back in. But of course, it's tough where they're coming because they have got the likes of Mufrida Wanderers to battle with. So it's tough out there.
It's very, very tough. And let's take a listen, just a snippet of what their coach Zeti Saileti said after winning promotion.
You've made it into the National Division 1 with 3 straight wins. How does it feel as a coach?
Yeah, I'm very excited because our plan was to be promoted to Eden, and I think the boys, they've done very well. Playing 3 games in 3 days is not easy, but the boys have done well.
Now, what do you think about your opposition? You've played 3 teams now. Which team gave you a lot of pressure?
Yeah, Riuna Conte gave us a lot of pressure, and Aguila, because they played long ball, they wanted to play second ball, so it was always fighting, and but my boys responded very well.
National Division 1, very difficult than the Provincial League. I know you have a lot of time to prepare, but just what is your prospect?
Yeah, of course, we need to sit down and strategize, at the moment.
Yes, and they need to sit down and strategize. That's a right word. That's a right word. We wish them all the best. Looking at time, let's look at the COSAFA. Zambia is joining the tournament at the quarter-final stage. Sydney, to allow in a COSAFA.
Well, we have good players. The only thing that we lack, I think, as Zambians, is that the coordination. We take long to coordinate well. like we don't play together for a long time, and I think we need to do that, and we need to make sure that the players are promised like the ladies have been promised. No, I think even these boys also should be promised something huge, so that they also have a target and try to work hard and achieve that.
Before we go, I know I have 8 minutes. Let me pick at least 3 calls, then I get your reactions, then we talk about the English Premier League. Good morning. Mkwai.
Kwikiri wakala momotunge nuzo.
Buino mshani.
Twala fe ya parika women ka football kenaka. Waleti ya rutuma friendly tu. Ka friendly customer akakobati waila ngolu kula. Brandu pari friendly po fai kwa baishu bachama players wafikire pesa nangu. Wale umajani mplanga kuntashuri. So wafile wadonze fentanga saparika friendly bana mayo hapa. Nanguta ikawa sana bati twakule batungiria fine pano bati yawa umena yena kako sapa kakale amba muri ishire bakwaya ma players abakosa.
Thank you very much.
Bakata experience pa player pa go pari na totera wakala mpingo mjeni
twatotera sana bamalipilo +26021261740. Alternatively, you can send us a message on 0971555885. Let me pick a call before I look at your messages. Good morning.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning, DM. Quickly.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, gentlemen and ladies.
Good morning.
Yes. Well, the Polo, the Copa Queens, I think for me they have a good chance. If there is any team in Africa in the past year or two that has had the necessary exposure and training, it is our Copa Queens, having been to the Olympics, representing Africa as the sole candidate, also having consistently participated in the COSAFA. I think for me, even their rating as number 13 in Africa 4 legs is an estimation. I think for me, they deserve to be somewhere in the top 6, top 7 bracket somewhere there. We can only wish them the best. And you gentlemen are right when you say Tanzanian League, South African. I think they are just training our players. At the end of the day, we see the negative performance for national team. So anyway, it's for those players who are about to retire. It's good, let them go and make money. But the young ones must never be encouraged to go in that direction. And Folex, I haven't heard you talk about they must move to Europe. What's your take? I haven't heard you throughout the week. Thank you.
Who haven't I talked about? Oh, Miguel Chayo. Oh, Miguel Chayo. I just have so much on my mind, dear. This message says, good morning, sports with the boys. Sharp Concola Blades have released some players. The following are some of the players released. Steven Mwanga, Prosper Kanyanta, Stanley Nshimbi, Chacha, Stanley Nshimbi, Jack Pasera, Mavika Marietta, Abraham Sichiria, and Terry Shikwikwi. Okay, this is from Chapa Vincent in Chirabombe. Thank you very much, Chapa Vincent. Now, which team do you root for, Melvin, in the English Premier League, and why?
Of course, looking at where our captain, national team captain, Enoch Mwepu is playing instead. Brighton, they'll be taking on Manchester United.
No, so I'm saying, which one is your team?
My team, of course, I support Liverpool. Yeah, that's my team, and I'm looking forward to Liverpool taking on Fulham as they start the English Premier League.
Mo, which one is your team?
Well, I'm straight, and I'm a Manchester United fan. As simple as that.
Clara?
Manchester United, of course.
Manchester United fan.
Exactly, our number.
Always. You'll be playing in your first game, man.
I wish Steve was here. I wish Sasik was here. Anyway, the fixtures were released, and obviously, if you have the luxury to watch this show, you actually be looking at those fixtures. But for me, I think Brighton are beginning against Manchester United, and I'm putting my money on Brighton.
Even myself, I'm putting my money on Brighton. I don't know this.
Such is expected from a Liverpool fan.
Exactly.
So
and
I'm
you just have to
surprised
know
at
how
all.
much money you are putting there, because I think we are now rich.
No, we're
coming
very rich. So
Let us look at how Manchester performed in the last season. Manchester never performed well during the last season.
I
Look
agree.
at Brighton, the likes of Kumwepo, and this time around, I think Kumwepo will be the number 8 anchorman for Brighton. So going into the
You
first
talked
game, I
about
think,
last season. Brighton
this
have
is
lost.
another
I think
season.
Kukurea will be leaving.
Yeah, will be leaving.
Zuma. So there are
Yeah,
some
we need
players
to
who
gel
were
again
critical
in the
you know,
team.
yeah, in the team, and now they are leaving.
We have to
And
see
of
our
course, don't
very
forget
own
that United
United
have
was
got a new manager at the helm who did extremely very well when he was with Ajax. So don't forget.
Sorry.
that.
Okay, let me pick a call. Let me pick a call. You guys have an advantage. My callers do not have. +260 212 Oh, I almost lost you. No message that is coming. Okay, this one comes through. Let's pick a call, then we read that message. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes, this is Ichpacha MUKUKA, the Cambo ambassador.
Chipasha, go ahead. Quickly, we don't have so much time.
Okay. Leaving out Kindananji, I think I'm not supportive of a coach for doing that. Especially that this player really suffered for this country. How can you feel? She was supposed to be the team. So I think our coach should because in the Barusa,
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This one says, best of luck, Lazarus, though I feel he's a bit out of form, and as such, I would have loved to see him back in the country. This is coming from Charles Moto. Beautcon one support.
Colleagues, you have not told us the team that you support.
No, that's a story for another day.
I'll review it.
This year, Zesco United serious. They need serious transfer. This is Paul from Kangonga. Okay, talking about Zesco United, there are rumors that Mwenyachiwe might be joining them. Those are just social media stories. And then also Kelvin Kapumbu maybe as a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, not forgetting, of course, like we say, these are just rumors. So don't take this as official notification. Kezron and also Rodrigo Akembo are rumored to be heading to Zesco.
So on behalf of my team today on Sports with the Boys, my name's Lamek Zulu, aka Four Legs, saying please join us next week for another exciting edition from 10 through to 11. Coming up on top of the hour are the headlines. We love you. Take care and bye-bye.
This is Sun FM. It's 11 o'clock.
Headline news on the hour, every hour, on Sun 88.5 FM.
Solwezi District Education Board Secretary Jonathan Kayuka says the district is currently experiencing inadequate classroom space and lack of teaching materials. Mongu Mayor Nyambe Muyumbana says Kashumba Market is an illegal trading place and does not deserve to have been supplied with water because it is not gazetted. Opposition Leadership Movement has opposed the announcement by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, to have monthly updates on the continuous voter registration exercise. UNZA and Allied Workers Union have expressed disappointment with the Ministry of Tourism PS Evans Mohanga, who featured on a local media house discussing a matter that has been halted to allow for dialogue between the National Heritage and Conservation Commission and National Museums Board workers.
Headline news on the hour, every hour, on Sun 88.5 FM.
Hello? It's on? Okay. We went around town asking a few ladies about the secret behind their beautiful skin. And here's what they said. Hey, check. There's one.
My beauty secret? There is no beauty secret. Well, at least not anymore. I just use Medihep soap. Not only does it thoroughly clean my skin, but it clears all my pimples too. Let me confess this. For so many years, I covered, concealed, and hid my pimples with heavy makeup, just left my skin with more black spots. It was stressful. The more I tried to fix it, the worse it became. And then one day, I was introduced to MediHeb soap. Within the first weeks of using MediHeb soap, I started seeing the difference. And then the acne disappeared. My new skin is now silky smooth, clean, and pimple-free. No more blackheads, no more acne. It's all gone. MediHerb. Nature knows best.
Trade Kings, improving lives.
Oi, nina kankani. Nikuza wakumbuka kazi wapaka shop pacha. Banani pasa secret. Ukumbuka tu mnanga senze kudia breakfast pa nyumba. Bata hapa washito imbekeza kadi bwenda kunchito. Nikuza nikapangira muffins, napanga vitumbua, maskono, napanga maspombe. Awe shwala. Kwani lisabwino bwino.
So nikuza ti kupanga chama muffins, maspombe ndiye secret.
Wena iwe secret yana nanipasa wajakazi ni Big Tree Tumbwi baking powder double action.
Big Tree Tumbwi baking powder.
Nikuza boy. Sinyo kana mpangono peka. Ero nikaru ni chita che mix ya fofu mkakudasha. Nikuza ero testi mi ya bwino inveka bwino. Nikuza thanks to Big Tree Tumbwi baking powder double action. Ni Tumbwi.
Big Tree baking powder with double action power rises perfectly, soft and uniform.
Big Tree, your number one.
Big Tree brands. Be smart, be natural, be happy.
You can bank on us to open your bank account in 3 easy steps. Step 1, download the app from your app store. Step 2, enter your details. Step 3, order your free debit MasterCard. Download the ZICB mobile app to open your account today. Zambia Industrial Commercial Bank, making tomorrow possible.
Yes. Banda, come in.
Boss, Muzwa, my grade 7 has passed. My grade 12 has also passed. Even my wife, she has passed. Oh, sorry. Here is your tea.
Yes, thank you, Banda.
What have I forgotten? Naibala mawe. Boss, wait. Osama, wait. Wait.
Banda, what's the problem?
I forgot to put cream it.
Here's a little song.
Your tea isn't tea till you cream it. Smooth, delicious, creamy texture. Make Cream It Coffee and Tea Creamer a must-have. Cream It Coffee and Tea Creamer. It just tastes better when you cream it. Manufactured by Dairy Gold, a Trade Kings company.
Good morning, class. Thank you for inviting me today. Now, who can tell me the best way to protect our homes from those nasty germs that even want to make your own bathing soap want to take a bath? Okay, go ahead, son.
At our house, we use Boom Force multi-purpose bleach because it's 3 times stronger.
Well, at our house, we've been using X-Bleach like forever. We use it everywhere, all day, every day.
Well, Boom Force multi-purpose bleach is thick, so it stays longer on the surface and it keeps working all day and every day. So my mom doesn't have to work hard because Boom does all the hard work. Ta-da! Also, Boom thick bleach is locally made, so we play our part in growing the economy. Besides, why fight local germs with a foreign product? Buy local and use home advantage.
I think we're all moving to your house.
Introducing Boom Force Multi-Purpose Thick Bleach. Clings to a spot.